will about bragging and how it is important to brag. You should talk about your stuff. You should always your accomplishment bigger than they are. Before we start, I would like to read some verses from the Quran. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. ألم تكن آياتنا تتلى عليكم فكنتم بها تكذبون. قالوا ربنا غلبت علينا شقوتنا وكنا قوما ضالين. ربنا أخرجنا منها فإن عدنا فإنا ظالمون. قال اخسأوا فيها ولا تكلمون إنه كان فريق من عبادي يقولون ربنا آمنا فاغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. فاتخذتموهم سخريا حتى أنسوكم ذكري وكنتم منهم تضحكون. إني جزيتهم اليوم بما صبروا أنهم هم الفائزون. قال كم لبثتم في الأرض عدد سنين. قالوا لبثنا يوما أو بعض يوم فاسأل العادين. قال إن لبثتم إلا قليلا لو أنكم كنتم تعلمون. أفحسبتم أنما خلقناكم عبثا وأنكم إلينا لا ترجعون. فتعالى الله الملك الحق لا إله إلا هو رب العرش الكريم. ومن يدع مع الله إلها آخر لا برهان له به فإنما حسابه عند ربه إنه لا يفلح الكافرون. وقل رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. now we will talk about how you should always make your accomplishment bigger than they are. Let me start by saying a real life story that I had. So, this is me, Cora, and this is Fatih. I wrote a novel. Fatih also wrote a novel. I wrote a novel. It's published in Amazon. It's also published in a site in Samawi. Fatih also wrote a novel and it's published in my country. But Fatih is third year student. I am in my final year. So I'm better than her. My novel is in English, which is my second language. I wrote a book from scratch with a second language. But Fatih wrote a novel in her first language, Arabic. So, but Fatih always talks about her novel. Morning, day, and night. It's available on her page. It's available in every event she attends. She bring her novel with her. But Cora, Cora, she wrote a novel, then forget it. Like it's not ever there. How does that affect her? So there was a seminar. This is a teacher, professor, Professor X. Professor X offered Fatih to publish a paper in his event. So Fatih, knowing her abilities are limited, came to Cora and asked her, would you be my partner in writing a paper and write a paper together with equal benefits between Fatih and Cora and publish it in the event of the Dr. X. What happened? Fatih, she's still young. She doesn't know anything. So when writing the paper article, Cora suggested the title and she wrote the format and she wrote the content And then they send it to Professor X, where he gives notes. Notes. She corrected the paper. Cora corrected the paper from the notes that they sent. And then she also wrote a poster about the article. This is 100% of the work done by Cora. But wait there. In the day of the presentations, in the day of the event, Fatty brought her novel with her. hmm And she's bragging, she's a writer, she is creative, but therefore, Cora saw that she did all the 100% of the work. Why not let Fatty at least present it? What happened? Fatty, she knows nothing, not a single thing about the article, what the title means, what are we studying, nothing, not a single word. So when they presented, this is the poster that Cora wrote. Fatty hang it on the wall, and here they are, Fatty, and people come in here to see the work. But Fatty, she ran away. She ran away from the people who's coming to ask her about the content of the article that she know nothing about. Good? Are we good? Okay. Later on, Cora came and she said, I wrote this and I know the content. But it's too late now because the time of presenting that article is over. Later on, they had a certificate certificate. Dr. X, Professor X, wrote a certificate that Fatty and Cora has wrote a paper in his event. But in the name of the press certificate, Fatty's name here in big words, Fatty. But Cora only small micro name as a co-author. So Fatty gets 100% of the gets 100%. Fatty gets Fatih gets 100% of the outcome. Why did I, Cora, didn't get any of the benefits, knowing that I did 100% of the work? I also wrote a novel. My novel is in English, not in Arabic, so it's superior in somehow. Why did that happen? That happened because I don't talk about my accomplishment. No one knows that I have a novel. No one knows that I can speak English fluently. No one knows this, no one knows that. So I ended up looking worse than Fatty, who just came with few pages book in her own language, and she gets the certificate, the the acknowledgement of my work. So the problem, where is it? I did not I did not brag, and that's a no. That's a wrong. You have to say you have to say that you are the best all the time. You have to make your accomplishment appears bigger, and let everyone knows your accomplishment. So if the time would be back, I would go to Professor X and brag with him. Do you know that I can speak English? I I can write in English. I wrote a book in English and it's published on Amazon. I also have an idea about the article it's about, at least. And I would ask the professor directly to put my name in the certificate, not hers. I don't think would change a thing, but at least I would try. But Fatih, she plays it pretty well. She bring up her novel all the time, and she thinks that's an accomplishment. This is not just, oh, a few pages. I wrote a few pages. No, she makes it seem like she's the only person she ever wrote a novel. She bring it all the time with her. Oh, I wrote this. I wrote this. I wrote this. The content is is horrible. The her 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 novel is like, it's not that good. It's in Arabic, which is not doesn't make her more important. And no one knows, no one writes, no one reads her novel. But the fact that she had a novel protected her. The fact that she always, over and over again, says, I have a novel, I have a novel, I have a novel in every event, in every day, in every hour, every week, every single day. She talks about her having a novel. So she made me feel, she made me look to Professor X, so that she, Fatty, the beginner, is better than Cora, which is in her final year, which is she knows the material, she wrote the title, she chose the title, she wrote the content, and she also designed the poster, and she does 100% of the work. Her name in the first, her name is first in her in the paper. The name of Cora, she wrote it first, but that does that made her took the certificate on her name? No. Even though Fatih has failed to present even or talk about the the articles because she knows nothing about it, she ran away. She doesn't know any of the material in here, and that was enough to get a certificate with her name big and clear, and Cora's name is a co-author name with small letters. Her name was in capital letters, her name was in small letters. Cora. Cora had no big letters name. Is it at least 50% of the 50% of the accomplishment? Is it an accomplishment for Cora, or as it is the same to Fatty? No. How does Cora know that? Because she took the certificate and she had a uh, she had an interview. She has an interview. She talked about the event that she published a paper in an event, international event. But when they see the name of Fatih big and clear and the name of Cora in the smallest letters possible, they refused the the certificate. They told her this is not your certificate. Too bad. Huh? So what should you know from this? What should you learn from this? Brag. Brag about every single brag or about any accomplishment. Let's take a pause with reading the Quran. وناديناه من جانب الطور الأيمن وقربناه نجيا ووهبنا له من رحمتنا أخاه هارون نبيا واذكر في الكتاب إسماعيل إنه كان صادق الوعد وكان رسولا نبيا وكان يأمر أهله بالصلاة والزكاة وكان عند ربه مرضيا واذكر في الكتاب إدريس إنه كان صديقا نبيا ورفعناه مكانا عليا ورفعناه مكانا عليا أولئك الذين أنعم الله عليهم من النبيين من ذرية آدم ومما حملنا مع نوح ومن ذرية إبراهيم وإسماعيل ومما هدينا وأن واجتبينا واجتبينا واجت- واجتبينا إذا تتلى عليهم آيات الرحمن خروا سجدا وبكيا Now, how are you gonna brag? How are you going to brag without actually bragging? Because you have to brag, and people hate when you brag. But you have to brag like Fatty. Every event brings your novel with you. Every single micro thing brought your novel. Talk about it. Talk about your accomplishment. Open a link if it's a career-wise issue. Post on LinkedIn. or post on social media. If the people who are you want them to know this thing are in your social media, post in social media, post online. Also, ما كانش في بالنا كان غير فول. آه. قلت تعشى عشاك. Anyways, you have to post online, you have to post on LinkedIn when you talk to in people, let them know your accomplishment, talk about many different subjects and try to bring up the accomplishment you had done in that area. This is how you brag. And finally, I would like to finalize this live stream with one. If you had to take one thing from what I said today, you have to take that you should brag.